Hey, he's showing my the task I listed.
A particularly good image to sell a it says one ETN Quorra merch original design wallpaper for. What's interesting about that is I know this chap, Tyler.
He knows me.
There's no chance that he happens to be on the screen for me to review, but unfortunately for him, I am going to say no, because that's not a very good thing. So I'm going to say
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Tyler from Podcast Now. This is the Quorra Show. Today I'm going to be having a review in progress, sometimes it's called. You might see that online. I'm calling it Experience So Far for the AnyTask Beta. It's also going to be, in a way, it's also going to act as a walkthrough, because there's a lot of people who probably, they plan on using AnyTask to maybe buy a task, maybe not sell a task, not everybody has the digital skills. Maybe those people would be waiting for task school to learn how to do it and then try AnyTasks. But that is a couple months out. But if you're into Electroneum like I am, you probably want to know, like, well, what is it like? Like, if I were to buy a task, what is that going to look like? I don't really have any plans to do that. I do, but not anytime soon. But I'm still curious, like, what is that going to look like when I buy a task? If I was a seller, well, what does it look like to receive the task? How do I give them the task, payment? Like, how does that all work? I have you covered in this. So in the middle of the screen in a minute, you're going to see, I show you, it's going to be like kind of like three parts. It's going to be, what's it like to buy a task? And if you're a seller, what's it like to receive the task? How do I upload it? All those things. And then finally, the final part of it would be, what does the buyer then do once they receive the task? What do they do to finish that sale? And I have to apologize, I forgot to do a create a task. It's very easy, and I'll even show you kind of what that looks like. You're going to see, I mean, a lot of the, I guess I'll call it what the menus, but a lot of the buttons and verbiage and everything that you see is extremely similar. The whole thing, AnyTask overall, very, very simple, very pleased with it. I have very few complaints. I do have some suggestions, towards the end, but really, overall, I like it. I think it's going to work. I really do. I believe in it. Using it, both. So my girlfriend, she actually wants to be able to purchase, cause like with school projects and stuff, she wants to be able to make them look good. So maybe like a logo or whatever, different art styles or something. Now that the site's there, you can pay somebody $2, $3, $4. That's actually a really nice extra income for these people. You're helping them out, and you're getting a high quality work. So really, this is something that you can use too. So she agreed, made an account, and she was going to buy something. And so then I was like, hey, you know what? I already want to show you guys what it's like. We'll do a screen recording, what it's like for me to sell something, and we'll do a screen recording on yours to show what it's like to buy something. So I put that little thing together for you. So that's how we were able to do this. But what I want to say before we even show that, then I'm going to shut up and I'm going to describe all AnyTask to you. I want to say that opening was simply, literally, it was a joke. When I watched Richard Ells deny the task, I was laughing. I was upset a little bit because I'm like, no, it's a phone wallpaper, Richard. Come on, please. But it's not his fault. It's not AnyTask's fault. They need to do, I don't know how they would do it. I think maybe like an expand button option or something to show the image, because what's happening when you put an image on AnyTask, it kind of crops it, or not really crops it, but it cuts off the rest of the image. And you're going to see actually in a minute when I show one of the digital figure paintings that I did to just see if I could sell them. I think I sold 2 of them or 1 of them. I can't remember. But it cuts it off. So that's what happened. So it's a tall wallpaper, but it only showed this much. The rest was there, it just didn't show it. So it ended up getting approved. But it was just pretty funny. I wanted that to be in the opening just because I feel like I made history on that. So I want to share that obviously with you guys if you missed it. As far as I know, I'm the first person to be denied a task on AnyTask by CEO Richard Ells on a live stream. So I feel pretty good about that. I don't know if I should, but I do. So I'm a little weird, but that's okay. But anyways, so here we go. So here's what it's like to buy a task on AnyTasks. Obviously, you could search anything we are using mine for an example, obviously because it's easier to show it for you. But when you're looking at it, it'll tell you how many days it should take, what you're going to get, how many revisions you get. The more you scroll, you see like an About This Seller page. You're going to see the reviews and all of those really cool things. Then you're going to see a purchase for, and it's a dollar amount. It's not an electronium or an ETN amount. It's just a dollar amount. So then once you pay, and you're going to see there's a little fee. That's because the buyer, not the seller, the buyer pays a 5% fee. Seller gets all the profit. And then once you do that, you're able to actually put in like recommendations or kind of like requests. So you're able to write them or even upload a picture of like some of your ideas. So that is very, very cool. So then if you're a seller, you're just going to go to My Account. You're going to go to My Orders. It gives you all the info there. And it's up to you if you want to accept it or decline it. If you feel like you're not up for it, you can decline it. If you, if you feel like you can do it, you can accept it. Then you get to basically start working on the task. Once you're done, you can deliver the task. Very easy yet again. You can write a message to them. You just simply upload the file. And this can be done on your phone, on a desktop, tablet, whatever. And then you just hit deliver. So now what do you do if you're the buyer that received the task? So now you're going to go to My Orders. You're going to click on the order. And if you go to deliver, you're going to see the file or files that they listed and you just download them. If you like what you have, you click I'm satisfied. If you don't like what you have, you would hit request, If you don't like what you received, you would do request a dispute. You could even send a message if you have a couple more revisions. You can say, hey, this looks really good, but this is more of what I'm looking for. Okay, but if you're satisfied, you click I'm satisfied, and then it makes you leave a review. That's it. You completed the sale there. It's over. You got the product, they got the review, and they just got their ETN. So as soon as you click I'm satisfied and you submit the review, the ETN is literally immediately sent. You're going to get a notification that your ETN is received for however much that was. So there you go. That's AnyTasks. Very, very easy. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But I think it's very simple. I think it's exactly what it needed to be. Remembering that the unbanked that will be using this as sellers, they never have been able to do this ever before, so why would we want it to be complicated? I think the site works really, really good. I do have a couple recommendations or suggestions. One of the groups that I would target if I was AnyTasks or ETN is YouTubers. Here's why. There are a number that even I follow myself, or even some that I don't follow, but Kelsey, my fiance, follows, that they're always asking, like, hey, is there anybody who can make a logo? We're starting a new series. We want a new logo for it. Hey, is there anybody who's really good with thumbnails? We kind of like what we have, but we don't really like it all that much. So, we want to change it a little bit. So that's a potential. There you go. That's AnyTask. So they drop a couple $100 easy, right? Because that's what they're used to. That's what we were always used to. But now you got AnyTask where you can actually hire somebody and they can probably do it for, well, I'd say a fraction of the price. That's not even doing AnyTask justice. Let's say $10 instead of $200. But you're still getting a really high quality logo, thumbnail, whatever, wallpaper, whatever it might be, right? Video ad, maybe like an intro, because a lot of them do intros. Instead of paying a couple $100, you can pay like a couple dollars. So that's definitely somebody that I would target, especially these big YouTubers. They always, every 6 months, they change their intro video. And they hire, obviously, they hire professionals and stuff, but some that are kind of new or newer are like, you know what, I really don't feel like dropping a couple $100. I just had a baby, or I just moved, or whatever. I really don't want to drop a couple $100, but I really do want to update my intro video. AnyTask.com. You can do it for $20. Well, $20, I can do that. That's who I would. And you never know. Maybe they'll say, hey, you know what? We got our intro on AnyTask.com. We got it from blah blah blah, from Nigeria or wherever they say, right? Cambodia, that's really cool. That's really good advertising. And it really helps the person who's doing the test. So it's a win-win all the way around. So that's one group that I would recommend. Another suggestion or a handful is the expand the image. So like an expand button. So like again, so my wallpaper is like this, but it only showed this much, right? If there was an expand button, so you're looking at the display, expand, and then it goes boop, or it goes boop. So then you can see, oh, that's the full image. So that's another one. If you don't want to do that, have dimensions listed, so that way we know for both profile and the display of your, whatever you're selling, have dimensions listed so that we know the size. I went through like 5 or 6 different profile pictures because it kept showing like the top of my head. So I had a circle like this, and I never knew what the right size was. Finally, I just went with what I had, because even though it's kind of like this, where it's my head's sort of in it, but really I want to be more centered because my dog's there. But I don't know the dimensions, so I can't figure it out. So I would add that. And lastly, I would do a grid view, because I know right now there's not a lot of products, so that I understand. But over time, I would have it where instead of having just, you're going like this and there's just a number of products like that, if you have a grid view, and even if you just did 2, it really keeps things flowing, or keeps things flowing. Let's talk English. If you had that where it's going like that, right? 2, and then you have 4, and I feel like it flows better. You're seeing more at once, so I kind of do like that, unless there's a reason behind it. That's just me. I prefer grid view, but that's me. Some people actually hate grid view, so I understand both sides, even though maybe have that as an option. I don't know. But really, that's all that I have. Again, overall, I think the site is great. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and again, that's not saying like I didn't have any faith in you. I did. But it's tough because it's like there's no baseline. Now we have a baseline. We have AnyTask. We never had a platform that unbanked can interact with people who have a bank, a bank account or a card. We never had that before. So it's kind of like, hey, it's gonna be tough. You guys did a great job. Seriously, you should be proud of yourselves because it looks really, really good. It works really well. It's simple. It's clean. I like it a lot. Definitely try it out to the viewers if you haven't. Definitely try it out. I mean, you can find things on there for $1 just to experience it, what it's like. I have a $2.50 painting. So I might even I think I'm gonna drop that down to $1. I think I'm going to do that right after I'm done filming. So I'll have that painting on there for $1, just as a way, just for people to see what it's like. So if you want to do that, cool. There's a lot of other ones out there, so try that. I think you're really going to like it. But that's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget, next week we're going to be off of Podcast Now. We're going to be on our own channel. I'm not getting kicked off. Podcast Now is mine. It's me and my cousin. So we just have so much content, we can't fit it in anymore. And it's just best because just the way the updates come, like Friday I could have had a video, but I couldn't because we already had too many videos on Podcast Now. So really it's going to be better for all of us. So Quorra Show is going to be on its own channel, the Quorra Show. And actually we're probably going to have on, I'm going to try to get him on next week. If we can't have him next week, we'll have him the week after. PR manager Ali. We're just going to have a nice little discussion about AnyTasks and ETN. So yeah, check that out in next week, so we'll be there next week. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next week. Have an awesome week. See ya.